Guys, I have solved the Claude Code workflow that lets me ship like crazy, both in my day job as a senior full stack engineer and outside of work on my various personal projects and client work. I'm all juggling at once. In this video, I'm going to demo my latest Claude Code workflow from start to finish and share all the niche tips and tricks I've learned in the last year. My name is Matt Kuda. Let's get into the sauce. First things first, I use Opus 4.5, but not in Cursor, not a great harness for it, and not in the Claude Code extension either. Instead, the best harness to utilize Claude Code is Terminal. It took me a little bit to adjust to this. I like my comfy extensions where they have pretty buttons I can click around, but you truly get the best results using Claude Code and Terminal. Why? Because all the latest features are rolled out to the CLI first. The extension gets it later. In Cursor, yes, uses Opus 4.5, but it's not the same harness as the Claude Code harness. And don't get me wrong, you can still get results with these tools, but I, for sure, after shipping every day for the last few months, have gotten the best results through the terminal. Now, this terminal looks pretty crazy. I'm using Warp. It's a free extension. Go download it. Essentially lets me make grids where I have Claude Code running in all of them. I can click Command D to quickly make one in the row, or Command Shift D to split them down. That's how I get this 2x3 grid. That's typically what I do, or 2x2, or like a 1x2 if it's very simple. And I also have these tabs up here. Each one is for an active project I'm working on. So this one is for iPhoney, my web app game for iPhone puzzles. Then I also have AppSlide, my photo AI app, Evex, my AI fitness application. You can color code these, so it's very easy to switch back into a chat. Also, seeing them all at once lets you run stuff in parallel. There's an art to this. You don't want agents working on the same part of your code base at the same time. So for example, if I had some off things I wanted to do, I wouldn't have one agent work on the front end while the other ones work on the back end. That could have some conflicts in their changes if they're running in parallel. So I typically like to split it out. So maybe one agent could do the full stack auth changes while another one does work on the workout logging experience, completely unrelated to auth, while another one works on adding a new API for the exercise list. Those all three tasks could be parallelized. I could see them finishing sequentially here, iterate through them, and maximize the productivity I can have with multiple Claude Code agents running at once. I'll honestly now spend 80% of my time in CLI view just because the models have gotten so good. And if you don't make massive changes all at once, you kind of scope them to small or medium tasks. And again, that comes to experience. They'll do a pretty good job. And again, if they make a bug or it's not perfect, just talk back to it, use a screenshot, copy logs, what's wrong, and they get it done quite often. 4.5 is crazy. Though in a 20% chance, I do need to change a file, which happens every now and then. I'll go back into Cursor and individually edit the files, especially for markdown files. I don't go too crazy with docs compared to what I see some other people do, but essentially all the major features, I'll give them their own markdown documentation and they'll be pretty thorough. And in my cloud.md, I say, hey, whenever you touch a feature and it's a medium to large change, make sure you go back into that markdown document for that feature and update it. It also gives the Claude agent mode knowledge on what should be working. For example, in Evex app right here, all these onboarding steps, I have everything logged on what should happen, what the different options are, and how they're stored. So that way, if I want to reflect back what the exact change should be, I can do that document. Or if I'm saying something's broken, I can tell Claude Code to say, hey, this features doc has all the proper functionality, QA it, make sure it's all working. Also, the best habit I picked up in the last month is taking care of your cloud.md files. These are the files that are going to get passed to your Claude agent for every single task. So if you see yourself going down a rabbit hole every time where Claude's making mistakes, or if you want particularly styling to be ensured across your whole app, like you can see for here, always use white background with dark text for primary CTAs. I found it was keep messing this up. I saw it, 3 or 4 times. So I'm like, hey, let me put it in here in this rule set. And I've never messed it up again. So this can be for your backend, how you add auth on endpoints, to your front end, to how certain elements are styled or animated, stuff like that. Get in the habit of writing it down here. Honestly, I make more edits to my cloud.md than I do manual code changes these days, but it does have a very lasting impact and will save you a lot of time down the road for only investing a few seconds to keeping up to date. So back to actually using Claude Code. My default mode is bypass permissions. I've never found it to do anything malicious. This just lets it go crazy without asking me for permission. A little scary at first, but get used to it. For large features, I'll shift tab to plan mode, and then I'll typically do a speech to text plugin like Talktastic. I have an option bound to Control T on my keyboard, so just click that. Build me a screen for managing the user's health information like weight, gender, height, and workout preferences. Click enter, paste it in. Honestly, I'll do it way more than that, and then put it on plan mode. It'll cook for a while. Review the plan myself. It can ask me questions, yes or no, or give me like a multiple choice. Fill those out, give me a plan, approve it, ship. Definitely do this for medium to large features. And for large tasks, goes without saying, but say ultra think. This will use more of a context window and take a little bit longer. But if it's a large task or something it's continually not getting right, type in ultra think, it'll be worth it. Goes without saying, always make sure you're on Opus 4.5 model and be aware of the context usage in your session. So you can see we're at 76% now. So our window is getting massive. That's going to get sent to Claude Code every time. It's going to eat up our token usage. It's not going to get great results. Be willing to do the /clear command and /new command to make a new chat. You'd be surprised with how quickly you can get away with doing this. The models are so good, you don't need a 10 message thread to pick up on a thread. Honestly, once it gets to 3 or 4 messages, I'll almost always restart it. And having the status bar down here is very helpful. You can always do the /usage command to see your usage for the session. Some other stuff in here too. Now let's talk about MCPs. No workflow is complete without them. Honestly, I don't do a lot, but the ones I do help a ton. First off is Context 7. This is the MCP that's going to allow you to pull the latest docs for whatever tech you're using, whether that's SwiftUI, Supabase, React. It's always going to have the latest documentation. So for new features that Claude Code isn't trained on, it can get them right. This is especially helpful for me when I'm building my app Evex in Xcode. I don't know Swift at all. There's a lot of new stuff with Liquid Glass recently that Claude Code wasn't trained on. Claude Code excels more at JavaScript languages than Swift, but using Context 7, I'll say, hey, build out this tab bar, use the Context 7 MCP. It'll get it way more consistently. Another niche MCP I use is the Xcode build MCP. This is for running Xcode commands through Claude Code. Swift doesn't have hot reload, so when it's done with a change, you gotta rebuild it. Though with Xcode build MCP, I can just restart it every time. The best MCP I've been using is the Chrome DevTools. Allows Claude Code to access your Chrome, take screenshots, interact, verify changes it has made work, or just research and play around. How you do it, I'll just go in here in App Slide. All you do is type /Chrome to enable it by default. I already have it enabled. Awesome. So what you can do, for example, in this app, I'll use my speech to text and say, use Chrome DevTools MCP, go to our app homepage, it's really on localhost 3000, and verify everything looks good and clean up any misstyling. That's a generic request, of course. That's a generic request for demo purposes, but you can have it build out a whole page, fix a odd visual bug. So you can see here it's opening Chrome by itself. It's going to nav to localhost 3000. You can see it's thinking down here. Should take a screenshot. Yep, doing it right there. It's just a very good way to get quick feedback into Claude Code without having to screenshot myself, paste it, describe the activity. Just let it go to town. You can also use a Playwright MCP to access URLs and view them that way, though that won't work with localhost, but another good option I know a lot of people use. For this beautiful status line down here, mine shows the model, context window usage, which directory we're in, the branch, and the time of the session. I use CC status line. I'll link it in the description. Very easy to set up, very customizable with what you show. Can't recommend enough. It's free. Why not? For my hooks, all I really have in my settings.json and my parent Claude folder is I just play sounds when there's a notification or stop when it's done. And that way I just notified when something is good. Here I also have my default dangerous skip permissions setting. And also I have a couple skills for front-end design. So if I really want something to design and make it not look like generic AI, I'll say use your front-end design skill, and also skills for more Swift stuff as I do more Swift development there. And honestly, the number one tip I have isn't exactly in the tools, but it's the mindset you bring to Claude Code. I myself get very overwhelmed seeing all the new stuff coming out every week on Twitter. You're seeing, oh, you have to have 20 agents running 24/7. It can get very overwhelming and make me think like I'm not doing enough. But find tools that work for you, like I described in this video. These work for me, and I've just found them through trial and error. I'll pick some tools I want to try out, stick with them for a week. If they work, great. If not, no worries. I'll know they're not for me. And just focus on shipping and the actual work itself. Don't go through this whole productivity maximizing loop when in reality you spent, 9 hours setting up your Claude Code setup, only 1 hour coding. Should probably be the inverse. Spend 80 to 90% of your time actual building, and then maybe 10% of the time consuming what's online, considering to update your workflow. But again, the reason you pay so much for these tools, the reason you go through all these file setups is so you can actually ship your products and work on stuff that'll give you your goals. So let me know what you guys think of my workflow. What should I ditch? What should I add? What should I change? What are you using that's 10xing what you crank out? Let me know in the comments below. Subscribe if you're into these type of videos. I'm making them every single week and give me updates on my personal project like Evex right here, which I'm putting in the App Store. This is Matt Kuda. I'll see you in the next one.